Hey, what's up, family? So, today, word of the day. I'm actually covering a word that I started talking about recently. Figured I would revisit it again here in this series. So, the word of the day today is polymath. And thanks so much for watching. Hey, Alice, thank you for watching. The word of the day is polymath. A polymath is someone, it's a person, it's someone who is extremely diverse, who has a range of expertise in different subjects, like a deep range of expertise. And those different ranges of expertise come together to form, they kind of influence each other. So basically, someone like a Plato, a Leonardo da Vinci, an Aristotle, a Socrates, those people would be considered polymaths. And the way that this word came up for me recently was that a friend of mine was telling me that she could see me having like a black polymath brand, and she was thinking about like the range of topics that I'm diverse and interested in, and specialize in even. So I thought that was very insightful. I didn't know what it meant. I looked it up and I was like, wow, it kind of hit me like a ton of bricks, because for some time now I had really been thinking of myself in that way, especially when it came down to my study of like religion, spirituality, and philosophy. And when I started really kind of having my perspectives based off of all the things that I've learned from studying, math, science, studying psychology and physics, and quantum physics, and music, and art, literature, engineering, all of this stuff, it allowed me to formulate certain kind of views and opinions that when I have conversations with people, they really find really insightful, really valuable. A lot of times I get the wow, I never thought of it that way, or I never thought of this before. And at some point, I thought about my value of education, and I realized that my value of education was really what's painted the path of my life to this point. And it's something that I value over anything else. I value education over material, day in and day out. $1 million for me is like a million books, really. I mean, I still take the $1 million, but but over the years, I've deeply studied different subjects, and they said that when you look at the characteristics of what a polymath is, the number one characteristic is not so much intellect, because they said most polymaths don't really consider themselves smart. They're just a very, 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 very curious and very interested in many, many different things. And when they go down a rabbit hole, they go way down a rabbit hole. And that's literally who I am. So maybe about 6 or 7 years ago, I was introduced to the open Yale Courses. And for anybody that's interested in what that is, look up Open Yale Courses. It's basically, all of these college courses that Yale offers, that they actually have where you can take them for free, right online. And I mean, these are courses that cost money. What's up, Scotty? Hey, Sabrina. Hey, Alice. Hey, everybody else who is watching, either here or replay. Thank you for watching. And so I studied, or I discovered Open Yale Courses were introduced to me by a friend. And so I started studying, at that time, I was really studying religion heavily. So I started studying Old Testament and New Testament, with the Bible. And the thing I appreciated about that course was that it was in a religious studies course, so it wasn't about propagating the ideas or trying to get you to believe the ideas. In fact, the first thing that the teacher said in the beginning of the class, now these are video lectures that you watch, first thing she said was, if you are of a particular faith, specifically like Christianity or Judaism, hold on to your hats. She said, because the things that we're going to talk about, the information, the history, the facts that we're going to present you with, they may go like against what you heard in your local institution, but these are, this is what the history it is. These are what the facts are. But anyway, I appreciated that because it was like an inch by inch movement through the text, the scriptures, the history, and it was very, very, very thorough. So I took this course, on my own. Wasn't a part of some degree I was looking to get or anything. It was just the knowledge, the information. And then in addition to that, they have, I looked down the list and they had like, oh gosh, you guys got to see it. Just check out Open Yale Courses. I mean, they have physics courses, philosophy courses, art, science, music, evolution. That was the last class I was in, evolutionary biology. And, it's just who I am. Like, I literally love education. I love learning. I love studying. I'm curious. I mean, I've studied everything from music, really deeply, all the genres of music and music theory and art and engineering. I was actually looking to be an architect. That was actually my goal, to be a mechanical engineer and an architect was my goal before I got into music. And I'm actually really glad about the times today because, at the time, even when I selected music, it wasn't really possible to select multiple careers. Like, the world wasn't really conducive to polymaths. And that was one of the things that they said in an article that I read. They were just talking about how, it's totally counter, like, how we think, today, which is like, study and be skilled in one area, and because of the fact of, making money to live and that kind of thing. But I've always been deeply into different subjects, and every subject that I study, like, I go down the hole as if I'm getting a degree in it, and I am, but it's just my own mental degree. Is to raise my degree of education. So I found out that I'm a polymath, and yeah, it's an interesting term. It's an interesting concept. I've thought about this for the last several years, but it's kind of cool seeing that there's a label, and thinking about the very people that I was even thinking about, before. I said to myself one time, I said, if I was around during the time of Socrates and Plato and Aristotle and all of these people, I would be at the council meetings. Like, I would be at the debates. I would be at the places where they're chopping it up. I would be like at the Council of Nicaea. I would have loved to be there to tell them how much Trinitarianism made no damn sense. No offense to any Trinitarians out there, but yeah, as far as, the way it stacks up, my philosophies around it. So yeah, I would have just been one of those people, I love jousting ideas. I love just education. I love the science of everything, of anything and everything. And I love the fact that we live in the times now where, truthfully speaking, I can take up architecture and engineering, or I can tickle my fancy. And even if I don't want to become like an actual architect or engineer, if I don't have the time, I can still pursue it through my personal brand and be able to learn things, bring experiences to you all, and it be a part of my career, even indirectly. And that I love, because I will be doing that. I haven't figured it out yet, but I will be doing that. Some of it is just in talking about facts and talking about information that I learned, So if I go study with an architecture company, I'll do a vlog, and we'll be talking about just some interesting and fun facts, and I'll get a chance to build some things, and just kind of have some fun in that regard. So yeah, but that's what this is all about. So that's what a polymath is. Polymath, the word of the day is a person who specializes. It's not just a person who has interest, but a person who has a deep curiosity, and that leads them to specializing in variously, drastically different fields of interest. So yeah, drop a line if you feel that you are a polymath as well. And that is the word of the day. So thank you all, everybody, for watching. I have another live stream that I'm going to do today as well. And I have some exciting news because I recorded and am releasing my first guided meditation, and it's going in the direction of one of the new aspects of the brand. Once again, this is the definition of a polymath, that it's going to be the health and wellness side, where I'm getting ready to get really deep into health and wellness and really deep into meditation. I actually want to I'm going to look for some courses, some online free stuff, where I can take some courses. I'm going to go back to that Yale course. They might even have it there, where I can become specialized in the field of meditation, just as far as whatever the ins and outs are, the ropes, right? I don't approach any subject arrogantly, so I respect all fields and all crafts. So anywho, that's the word of the day. Thank y'all for watching, and drop a line with your thoughts about that. And then stay tuned for the live stream later, where I talk about the new guided meditation, and I also talk about today's self-care session. All right, take care, everybody. Peace.